Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's session where we're going to be talking all things Amazon. I'm Eileen Smith, and I'm going to be your host today. And I just wanted to say hi to everyone who is here. And also, if you're watching in the replay, no matter where you're watching it, it could be in the Facebook group, it could be on YouTube, wherever, just leave me a comment and say, hey. All right, so here we go. Speaking of replays, I actually started watching back our last session's replay. And I gotta say, that was some good stuff. And, it was like it came together really organically. Guys, it was not planned, but we literally had a panel of Amazon Live experts. Top creators included, we had Kimberly Millionaire, we had Cheryl Locke, we had Antoine Speller. If I'm leaving anybody out, I didn't mean to. Stas was also had some stuff to contribute, even though he doesn't stream himself. His other half does, and he shares some of his insights. And so I thought, I don't think we finished with this topic because there was so much. Now, drive safely, Latoya. I see you looking good. Uh, because we talked about it. We talked about the live experience, what it used to be like, what it's like now. But what we didn't do is a step by step. Because I know y'all. Some of y'all are like, oh, I know I should go live. You've never gone live before on Amazon. You're like, I know I should do it. I should do it. But y'all just waiting for Auntie Eileen to just hold your hand a little longer and show you, okay, this is what it's going to look like. So here's the deal. And for those of you who already go live and it's like, yeah, that's old news. Just hang in there with me, okay? Because there is a couple new things in there. So what happens is when you open up the Amazon Live app, they present you with a lot of statistics. So therefore, and y'all know how I love to do my little screen sharing and all that, I had to take screenshots. Uh, can you please turn on screen sharing, Ehud? And so I took little screenshots so that um, you could see step by step. And Ehud, I hope you didn't step away.
Of course not.
Oh, okay. There you go.
I'm just like trying so hard to find it. It's like I never
Yeah.
know where it's hiding.
This is where, I
It's
mean,
easy on my desktop, but because I'm on my mobile, I need to go to like admin
oh,
settings,
right.
and
Oh,
it's just so confusing.
I'm so
Um,
sorry about that.
no, it's the last time it happens. You hear me? Don't you ever do this again.
You should never be on your phone.
Wow, I'm telling you. And
Oh,
I'm in front of the computer. I'm just like I love it on my phone because then I can walk around and um
uh-huh. Oh,
but
yeah,
when I
I know.
click on share and just so weird.
Nope, I still don't have
Shares.
it.
I know.
Okay, so
No.
there's always more than one way to skin a cat. I can share
Mm,
through my Ecamm Live, but I'd
just a
rather
second.
not. So Amy asked, "Wow, do you have a link for that last one?" Amy, you're in luck because actually it's on YouTube, and there's the link. And I had a feeling that someone was going to ask that. That's why I had it at the ready. You're welcome. And nope, still don't have it, Ehud.
I
Okay.
know. I'm still trying to
Okay. Hey,
figure out.
Stas. So,
Figure
or
out.
in the meantime, let's talk about this really quickly. Has anyone been inspired to go live after our conversation last week?
Oh, those things.
Or have you gone live or have you even considered like, okay, this is in my wheelhouse now. I think I need to try this. Because I tell you, especially Antoine, well, actually everyone, Antoine, Cheryl, and Kimberly, they had so many great use cases and they had so many stories of how they're connecting with brands. And I know that is a lot of you all's goal. And Mr. Sagav has turned on the screen sharing. Yay!
I was
Okay.
lucky to find. I knew it's in like it's in that share. It's in the um,
Oh,
host settings, but I just couldn't find the host settings
you
button. But
figured it out. Now,
I did
what's
eventually.
really funny is that I didn't have the document opened anyway. Because what I did was I made it as a Google Doc, but then I said, you know what? Somebody's going to want this. So I exported it as a PDF. So now I got the PDF open. Oh, we are cooking with gas. All right. So once you open the app, and as I said, I'll just repeat it real quick for anybody because a lot of people are coming in as well. On your opening screen when you first log into the app, there's a lot of statistics there. Now, I don't care, but because this may end up on YouTube, and who knows, maybe some of the Amazon gods will be watching. If y'all are, hey, don't forget about me. So I blurred out numbers, but it's no big deal. Okay. But one of the things that people often ask is, how do we know how many followers we have? And the only way that you know is in the Amazon Live app. So, first off, if you have not installed the Amazon Live app, install it. Install it and sign in and all that good stuff. Okay? Because for one thing, you'll see how many followers you have. And it's okay if you don't have that many followers. We used to encourage the following even inside of Logie. We used to have, like making sure we're following each other and all that. But then when live streaming kind of fell out of favor a little bit, we didn't follow up with it as much. But it's starting to find its place again. Not the same as it was before, but anyway, right underneath your name, as you'll see here on the screenshot, is your number of followers. Then there's different levels. Amazon loves to have their levels, right? So I can't remember what the beginning level is, but I reached Insider, which is just like the next tier, nowhere near like the top tier or anything like that. And it tells you how many followers you need to get to the next level. And that's what this next section is here that I have um, hidden. And then it tells you how many sales you've made. Okay. So typical stuff that you expect from Amazon. And then, it tells you how many live streams you've done. And you can click see all there if you want. And beneath that is a chart, all right, with your sales. Okay. So now here's the thing. You can still get sales from past live streams. And it could be really you did this live stream a long time ago because Amazon surfaces things in all different places. Somehow someone stumbled across your live stream. That carousel is still there underneath your live video, your replay. And maybe someone clicked and purchased something. Maybe they actually watched. You can see all that stuff under here because it's going to tell you, like, if you've got how much ship revenue, your earnings, engaged revenue. And there's a place where you can find the definitions for all these things. I'm not going to try to guess what the engaged revenue difference is. Following by notification. I know you guys talked about it earlier in the earlier session, and we've also talked about it previously, that Amazon said that they were going to start sending out notifications. Well, they always did send out notifications for live streams. They always did, but most people ignore them. I know I ignore the ones that I get. I don't know about you. But then there's also some new stuff which is coming up. Okay. So now as we're scrolling down, because all this is on the the main screen, okay, but I had to take the screenshots separately. So now we're at the bottom, and then it's going to tell you how many video views. Now, believe it or not, I hadn't streamed in 2 months. There was a number there that people had watched my videos. So weird, right? And then it tells you how long, they tells you the average view duration, if they clicked on products, okay, and all these other details. And typically it will compare it to the prior month. All right. So remember I said there was a little spot that you can click. So at your very bottom of that home screen, when you open up the Amazon Live app, there's a place that says view definitions. You're not going to need it, but it's there. Okay, so now you're going to click the plus button. Let me go back. I'm going to go back up because you won't remember where the plus button is. When you first open the app, at the bottom of the screen is that plus button. Okay, so now if you're ready, you looked at all your past data. This is the screen that you're going to see. You're going to see, they want you to add a thumbnail. It's funny because there's a place there for you to add your products, but they already got one product in there and you can't get rid of that product. And that product is their button for people to go and watch other live streams. So, but what'll happen is that'll be at the end of your carousel, the panel that's underneath your live. And so they won't really see that until you're at your last product that you're talking about. Okay. So then you're going to need a title. All right. And you're going to need a thumbnail, a regular 16 by 9 thumbnail. It's not going to matter if you're doing a vertical or horizontal live stream. Your thumbnail is only horizontal. Now, someone said, I think it was Cheryl that said, she just takes a picture of herself. It doesn't matter if you take a vertical or horizontal picture, it doesn't matter because they're going to crop it. You know how they do. They crop and it's going to be horizontal. I recommend just go over into Canva before you even start your live stream. Have an idea of what you're going to talk about. Maybe you're going to do a Valentine's Day live stream, or you're going to do a winter time, whatever. And just put those words on the screen. It could be your face, it could be the products, it could be whatever. All right. Go over into some live streams and see what thumbnails some of the other creators, especially, the ones that stream often, are using. Don't spend a lot of time on it. If it takes you more than 3 minutes, you spent too much time. Okay. So here, you're going to also add a show start time. You want to probably schedule at least, give yourself at least a half an hour to set all this up. And I think there is a default, like you can't schedule it for like 5 minutes from now. There's probably a little buffer in there because, like I said, it takes you a while to set this up. Okay. But it's going to be a lot easier now because you're going to have the step by step to go through. All right. So you're going to put in your start time and it's going to show your start time on that live stream page. It'll be your little thumbnail with your title and it'll say starting at 8 p.m. We wouldn't say that for me ever because that's what time I'm in bed. But let's say starting at 4 p.m. Right? Now, very important. This next thing where I have number 4. Video source. Video source. We're going to come back to that because I just wanted you to see that you also can do practice mode. So yeah, for all you scaredy cats that are like, I don't know, I'm scared. No, you can do it practice. So you see how you look, you see how you sound, and all that good stuff, right? Okay. If you had promo codes and all that stuff, okay. Also, this is also important. Share a link to your live stream. If you want that link, let's say you're going to send it to your email list. Let's say you're going to share it on social media. This is where you would grab the link. Okay? Now, so let's go back to the video source because remember I said this is important. This is talking about streaming from your phone. It's kind of the words are really kind of weird, it's like video source, phone camera, vertical or horizontal. And it lets you know once you pick vertical or horizontal, you can't change it. You can't like start off and like, oh, I'm horizontal. Then you're like, you know what? I should just do vertical. No, before you save everything, you have to pick vertical or horizontal. So think of as you're planning like what products you're going to be talking about. Are you going to need that horizontal in order to show the products? Or are you just going to be showing stuff that you can just hold up? And so vertical is fine. Because no, we're only talking about being on your phone right now. See, it has up at the top, phone camera. All right. Next is external cameras. This is where your third-party services come into play. I like to use Ecamm Live, like which is what I'm using right now as my virtual camera. But if I want to, and you'll see screenshots, I could go live from Ecamm Live. I could go live directly on Amazon from Ecamm Live. You could use StreamYard, EVMux, OBS, Restream. There's a bunch of them, right? Okay. Then they give us a tip. Isn't that cute? You can capture video on one phone and chat with customers on another. I think that's a little convoluted, but yes, you can do that. You don't have to, though. It's just, it's about your comfort level. Okay. And this is how to use external camera with this app. If you tap on that, it's going to take you to instructions on using OBS. Honestly, I don't use OBS. I know Kimberly Millionaire says she uses it. And I know a lot of people use OBS to stream all kinds of places, not just Amazon. I just never been a fan of OBS. And fortunately for me, I found Ecamm Live early on in my live streaming journey, so I'd never had to worry about learning how to use OBS. Okay, but it's an option. And if somebody who's, I'm sorry, right now I cannot read the chat, but I'm almost done with the screen share, or I'm going to step away from it in a minute. All right, so now, if you do choose an external camera, right now I'm on that same page, that video source page. The prior screenshot, I showed you the two options. If you choose phone camera, you're going to have to choose horizontal or vertical. But if you choose external camera, then you're going to get a link that will actually, this is a share button to send what's called a stream key. Now, as someone who has been live streaming since 2012, people get like stream key. Oh my God. is no big deal. It's just like your address. It's just like the URL and the name of the server that you're going to be streaming from. And you're only going to be able to get that from Amazon. And it's personal. You only want to use it for yourself. You don't really share it with someone else. That's the key to your live stream channel on Amazon. Okay. So you can send it to your notes app. You can send it to yourself in a Gmail or a Yahoo. You'll see different, you'll see different options there. Like some of the options, whatever is on your share sheet on your phone, those are the options. Like today, for example, I added to make sure that my Gmail was in there and my Yahoo, because I got a new phone. So my share sheet what needed a little update. I'm going to pause. I'm going to pause because I'm looking at someone's face and they look like they got a question. So I'm coming over here to see what y'all talking about. Megan says she's been wanting to start going live again. And Amy says, I really like it. No, but for perspective, the fact that I make videos is far enough out of my comfort zone for now. I get it, Stephanie. I get it. David, I think I was doing live, but had such a tough time before with it. But that was like 4.5 years ago when I first started. Yeah, it's time for you to do another live, David. Come on, you can do it. And Phil, he probably does live streams in his sleep. I don't mean he's actually asleep. He could do it in his sleep. Uh, I've been live a handful of times as a co-host with my team. It's so much fun. I need to schedule more time slots to get more airtime. Having a full-time job, family, and daily life have priority right now. I get it. I get it. And you work with Dustin, right? Justin, not Dustin. Justin. I've known him from blogging days. Alto V's knows all about the live streaming. I haven't been in the Amazon Live app in a long time, but apparently someone has been buying off my old lives. See? That's what happens. I don't know how people, we think that we know customers, and Amazon even thinks they know customers, but sometimes customers can surprise you. Like you're on Amazon searching for something. Somehow Amazon surfaces a live stream. That's where you decide to buy the product? Okay. I ain't mad. I'm just saying. I would have never thought that. But I saw someone purchase something from my live stream, which was from 2 months ago. What the heck? And Megan says, now I'm more motivated. Oh, and I'm sorry, I left out a part. And I am so, so close to the top tier. Yes, Megan, do it, girl. How to be sad. I love that part. And Heather, hey, Heather. Wow, I've done one live, but I see I have actually made more from it in the last 30 days. See? Not a lot, but shoot, maybe I need to do this more. I did this over a year ago. I Yeah, they actually have shelf life. The lives actually have a shelf life. Who would have thought? What resolution is Amazon accepting? 720. It's still 720. I don't think they plan on changing that because remember, they are hosting these videos on their servers. So, I mean, if they're not giving us 880, I'm sorry, 1080 on our shoppable videos. They're not going to give us 1080 on our live streams. Your Jama said, I use OBS because Amazon gave very detailed step-by-step instructions and they really helped and it worked. Okay, good. Well, you're also getting step-by-step instructions from doing it on your phone too, because that's basically what I'm talking about today. And yes, I'm with Justin, James, and KDA and Sheila. Such a great group from the West Coast to the East Coast. Amazon Live brought our worlds together. Yeah, 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 yeah. Love, 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 Justin. Abandoned going live 2 years ago. Might try it again. I have time. Okay, good, Mickey. Good. I mean, we have this. Hey, Kim, we have this um opportunity with Amazon. Kim, you didn't know I gave you a shout out earlier, just, so you'll know. We're talking about live again, but I gave a shout out to you from all the contributions you made last week, along with Cheryl and Antoine. And so, Mickey, yeah, like try it. The worst thing that can happen is nobody comes and nobody buys. It's okay. You do it one time. Maybe the second time they do, or maybe they come back later, like Megan just said, and like Heather just said. They watch your live 6 months from now and buy something. It's okay. So, all right. I got all the Kim, did you want to say something? Because I see you unmuted.
No, I was
Oh,
just speaking because you called my name.
okay. All right.
Coming
All
in
right.
mid-sentence, I'm not even sure where you were in the conversation.
Okay. So here we go. We're back to the screen share. So I was literally felt that it made sense to do step by step. And so right now we're on page 6 of my step by step of doing it from the phone. What the app looks like, put it that way. What the app looks like. Because we're actually going to go into this other little section here. Now, we talked about the thumbnail and the title. And like I said, we can go into Canva if we want to do like a demo of how to make a thumbnail in Canva. We can do that. We're not going to do it right this moment though. But y'all let me know. Super simple. You don't have to like, it's not like a YouTube thumbnail. People just kind of want to know who you are and what you're talking about. But I want you to notice that there's also this opportunity if you are working with brands, because the brands may not know this. The brand might say, hey, we want to sponsor your live stream, and they don't even know. They could give you a logo that you can upload that's going to appear on screen during your stream. So I wanted to make sure that I brought that to your attention because y'all know some brands are more savvy than others. And now here's the new part. It's not really a big deal, but it says new. So, whenever Amazon says new, it gets my attention. So they want to give us a breakdown of this thing they promised us about notifications, the notifications that are going out, and if people are actually getting the notifications and all that. Really, it's not a big deal at all. So I just wanted to show it to you. So when you see it there and it says new, because I think that they kind of bit off more than they can chew when they told us that they were going to give notifications when we upload, not go live, because they always gave notifications for live, but they said that they were going to give notifications when we upload. Well, I've been hearing from people that upload 10 videos a day, 20 videos a day. What are they going to do? Notify somebody every single day? And now YouTube had the same issue. They have the same issue, especially with shorts, right? You don't even get notifications when somebody uploads a short for the most part. You might see it on your subscription feed, but YouTube, I think the philosophy that YouTube had was or is a person may say they want to be notified every time you upload a video, but they also want to be notified every time Stephanie uploads a video. They also want to be notified every time your Jama uploads a video. So would we all upload a video the same day within the same hour? That means they get 4 notifications from YouTube. then that means they turn off notifications from YouTube. So YouTube decided that yes, even though you sign up for notifications, email or on your phone, they're still going to limit how many notifications you get, even if you have signed up for a specific person. So if you've got 20 people that you get notifications from, you're still only going to get no more than like maybe 2 notifications per day. Okay. So y'all know YouTube is way ahead of Amazon when it comes to that kind of savvy type stuff. So it took them a couple years to figure it out. I don't know how long it's going to take for Amazon to figure that out. Okay. So don't get yourself too excited about, yes, people can get notified. Yeah, they're either going to ignore them or Amazon's going to have a hard time figuring out that balance of how they should distribute those notifications. Okay, so I think a couple more comments came in. I was just playing with tagging movies and shows a live stream and it works. So I can talk about shows in a live, it looks like. Yes, because remember, they want us to have this my media list thing. Whenever these platforms push things, those are the things that they want you to work on. And by the way, I did get a text alert the other day, yesterday, I think it was, to remind me that I should be sharing my media list. Now, I know everybody didn't get that alert, and it could be just because if you haven't made a media list, you didn't get the alert. But I got the alert to remind me to share my media list. So, all right, let's see. Maybe it was just a way for Amazon to easily collect mobile phone numbers into a list. Do you mean for us as influencers, Sandy? I'm not sure what part you're referring to. I added Audible to mine, and someone actually tried it as I got a bounty from it. Yes, Amy, I've got bounties from not Audible, but from someone watching Prime Video. So that is something that you can add as well as those logos and just talk about them, especially with the student one. You can start talking about those kids going to college. Yes, great tip, Amy. I love that. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. And Andrew said, yep, yesterday. Andrew must have got that notification too. And your Jama got it as well. All right. If you are multi-streaming, how does someone buy on a different platform like Instagram or YouTube? Okay. Multi-streaming, you're asking a next level question, Amy, but it's a good one. So you would use a third party app. You need to use a third party app unless the other awkward way to do it would be to be live on Amazon on your phone and then on desktop you'd be live everywhere else. So you actually would have two live streams going. Okay. But let's just say you're on your desktop and you're live streaming to Amazon, YouTube, and I'm not going to, let's say Facebook, because all the other platforms are different, vertical, this and that. So let's just say Amazon, YouTube, and Facebook, right? You're going to have to talk to your audience. And first of all, Amazon really only wants you talking about Amazon. But they really can't stop you from saying, yes, and we're live on YouTube and Facebook as well. But you really want them to be looking at your carousel on Amazon. So they will have to come over to Amazon. And you'll have to tell them to come over to Amazon. That's the only way you're going to be able to capture that. Now, technically, if you were in the YouTube shopping affiliate program, you might also want to mention that they could purchase on YouTube. I would just be careful. Maybe just say that once, maybe twice. I wouldn't say it more than that because really Amazon wants you Amazon is stingy. Like YouTube don't care. YouTube would never cut you off, cut your stream off because you're talking about Amazon and you're talking about TikTok or you're talking about Instagram. But Amazon will cut you off. And they'll say technical difficulty. They won't even tell you why they cut you off. Because you said YouTube one too many times is the real reason. But they're very stingy. So I would be very cautious about doing that. I would basically tell people to come to Amazon to shop so they could see things in the carousel. Does anybody want to chime in on that? Because there may be others that have a other point of view on that. What about you, Phil? Have you ever done it that way? I'm not sure if you're at your desk. So of course, Kim, I'm going to ask you. I don't know if you multi-stream that way.
For me, I don't care to multi-stream because it divides attention, and I know how I feel when I'm watching someone multi-streaming and they are clearly talking to one audience, the audience that I'm not in, and I feel slighted, right? And I feel like that person is not even talking to me, or they're referencing things that I don't see on the screen, or can't be a part of that conversation, and I'm less likely to watch that live stream. And so it's not a favorite of mine to do. I have done it before. And in the times when I have done it, I would just always say, hey, if you're watching on Facebook, make sure you click over the link and come join us on Amazon Live. That's where the real party is. But I just typically don't like to divide my, even, and looking at the camera, I'm talking to this audience, but I'm looking over here. I just don't like it. So I
There
tend
you
to.
go. There you go. Thanks, Kim. Okay, so Sandy said I did two earlier this morning and shared on Pinterest. Okay, we're talking now about sharing those my media list, okay? And as a regular pin, not a real video, an IG, not in a story, just a regular IG post. And Heather said, I did my two media lists today. Where are you sharing it? I shared one on Twitter because I'm active on Twitter. So, I mean, it's kind of like not going to make much sense for you to just, because you just happen to have a Twitter account, you haven't tweeted in 6 months. But it was probably still count toward the My Media promotion that they're running. But I don't know. I even when I shared it, I said, I don't know if Amazon's going to see this. But actually, I tagged Amazon in the tweet. I wouldn't tag them on other platforms because they get inundated, especially Instagram. And then I shared the other one as a reel. And at the time, I didn't realize I was sharing it on Instagram, but it also went to my Facebook page, which that's fine with me. But I think that when they say share, they want you share on Instagram. They didn't get specific, but that's what I think. And I also share, even though I did it as a reel on Instagram, I shared that reel to my story. And I also added hashtag ad, and then I added the hashtag my media list on the Instagram story with the link. Okay. And so Fozzie says in the media list description, yes, they did say to add it in the media list description, Fozzie, but they also want you to add that hashtag when you share it. So this is how Amazon gets away. I shouldn't say they get away. This is how it gets confusing. I gotta be careful what I say because this is going to show up on YouTube. This is how it gets confusing for influencers because Amazon stated to share it. They didn't say where to share it at. But they did say use the hashtag when you share. I'm sorry, go ahead, Kim.
And did you notice that it had to be a particular type of content also? I know during holidays, it had to be holiday specific content. You just couldn't put any kind of media list together. Because I know that's something that I initially overlooked. And I had to go back and maybe do my list like 3 times because, we scan over instead of fully reading. And I don't know. I did get the email yesterday, but I didn't read it because I had already done it. But for everybody else who's doing it, make sure that you read to see if they're asking for a specific type of list. So,
Hmm. Yeah. And I I don't hold out much hope that I'm going to get the $50, but at the same time, I did want people to know that I created these lists. So I didn't just do it just for this little extra bonus. I did it because, I want people to know that I have these lists over there. And I think it's cool. And I know that people will get interested in that. And I'm glad they came up with this concept of media lists. So continue to share your media list beyond the 18th is and that's 2 days from now, is when that qualification for the bonus expires. But continue to share those media lists. And it also helps break up your content because if you're always sharing shoes or pocketbooks or fishing gear, and then all of a sudden you say, and these are my favorite books, or, and I was watching these movies. Here's a list of the movies I've been binging. So yeah, there's that. All right. Um, yes, not from what I've seen in the rules. Yeah, Fozzie, you do need to share it on social media. And that's like I said, where we get confused because they don't say where on social media. They just say share it. Now, what if I shared it on YouTube? Because YouTube has a area, not just to YouTube videos, but you can post content. You can basically blog on YouTube now, right? They didn't say you couldn't share it there, but are they monitoring YouTube for that? Probably not. But they should be a little bit more specific, I think. And Phil said, my team knows how to multi-stream. Since I'm only a co-host during the lives, I have no control of the ship. I need to learn OBS software. Yeah, I know Justin's been using OBS for a long time. Antoinette, I have heard you can share Amazon photos to YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. Is that true? And if so, how do you do it? Very easily. You have your Amazon photo. You go to that page, you click on that share icon. Now, on Instagram and Twitter will come up as options. YouTube won't come up. But make sure you also say, as an Amazon influencer, I earn from qualify and the hashtag ad or whatever hashtag you want to use, commission earned. There's a couple of different ones you can use. For YouTube, you could take that same image, upload it to YouTube, copy your caption, and then add your disclaimer and your link. You still got to grab that link, right? You get it from SiteStripe or you get it from Mobile Get Link. I like to use on YouTube. I definitely would want to use the Genius link if you have Genius link. Heather, story or reel? Yeah, I did both. I did the reel and shared the reel as a story. Okay, I did the story with the hashtag and the link. Okay, good. I feel it benefits being able to stream on multi-platforms and post a link to the Amazon live stream link to try and drive the viewers there. James is a master of being able to monitor all the platforms at once. I hope one day to be able to do this well. And that's Phil talking about James on that Dragon Blogger team. Yes. Stephanie said, this is why I won't earn the bonus. I made the list, but I didn't share them off-site. I guess I can do that now, but they had a cap on the number of influencers, so probably too late. Probably not, because I can tell you, most influencers are not paying any attention. They're not paying that media, especially if they're the same ones that are uploading 10 videos a day. They ain't not worried about making no media list. So your normal competition that you would have for these things are not your competition. So give it a try, Stephanie. Thank you so much, Eileen. You gotta learn how to spell my name for the insights you shared that were really valuable and actionable. Thank you, Stas. I just want to add three quick algorithm-driven points that many people don't think about but really matter for Amazon Live. Okay. All right. Retention overviews. Amazon system prioritizes streams where people stay and engage longer, not just click in. Deeper watch time signals real buyer interest. Absolutely. And it's the same way, really. All the platforms are like that when it comes to retention. And that's why it's great to have conversation as much as possible. Even if you see people there and they're not commenting, somehow start to tell a story about, not just say, this product is so cool. You know what? Or you then all of a sudden you start talking about your family. Well, yeah, my daughter, she blah 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 blah. Okay, let's get back to the carousel because they people like stories. It could be any kind of story. Don't even have nothing to do with the product. But if they're there and they're just not commenting, it could be they're multitasking or whatever, but that story will get their attention and then maybe they'll stay longer. All right, that's number one, retention overviews. Number two, structured engagement wins. Live streams that mix hooks, demos, and Q&A create stronger signals because they generate behavioral patterns AI can understand and recommend later. Who is copying and pasting these things? Because I know I will be as soon as I finish reading them. Number three, intent-rich content ranks better when creators educate and answer real customer questions. The algorithm interprets that as high relevance and pushes the content more broadly. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Stas and y'all just gotta wait because when Stas tells me stuff, I have to definitely make sure I capture it. Okay. Also, Stas says, so in simple terms, make your lives meaningful, interactive, and structured, not just a sales pitch. And Amazon's AI will respond by surfacing you more. And I'm so glad that you said that about AI as well. Because a lot of times we always think about Amazon and you got to always remember it's AI. So, yeah. Thank you so much, Stas. Antoinette says, so it can be a photo and not a video. Yes, you can post shoppable photos, Antoinette. Um, I'm not sure which of our sessions that we talked about shoppable photos, but I know I definitely have gone in detail about it. And I shared in our last session, which I posted the link earlier, I showed how you can go into Canva and change the background to your shoppable photos. Okay. Amy says Logie has a live area on the site. Does anyone use this? I don't know if it's getting used as much as it used to. It used to be like one of the main features of Logie because Logie really was built around helping you with your live streams. And it's just that because a lot of us don't live stream anymore, then, Logie just blew up with starting to build other features that are just as valuable, or if not even more valuable for everyone, even if there weren't live streamers. So, and we've done demos on them, and since there hasn't been many updates to the area of live streaming on Logie, so those old demos might still be good. I would have to dig to see, like, with the link for you to watch them. And Dragon Blogger Phil says, I love to stay and play, but duty calls. All right, Phil, have a great weekend. Thanks for coming. Antoinette said, thank you. I will look for those videos. Yeah, it might be hard to find, but if you have a specific question about the here, I'll just do a quick overview. One of the clunkiest parts of the whole process of going live on Amazon is putting together your list of products. You have to have that list, that ASIN list, in order to go live. And you should also have that list ordered by, like, if you've got your products in front of you, okay, I'm going to talk about that one first, and then I'm going to talk about that one. It depends upon how organized you are. You might be disorganized like me and have stuff all over the place, but let's just say you have your ducks in a row. Logie would easily help you with that because you can use the collections feature in Logie. You don't have to make an idea list. You can use the collections feature in Logie and then just download the ASIN list. Then once you have that ASIN list, then you would upload that on your phone. When it says add products, I didn't take a screenshot of that, and I'm glad you mentioned that because I need to add that to, I better write that down. What the add products interface looks like when you actually start to add products, because they recommend that you add them from the ideas list, but you also can just upload a list if you have a list somewhere, and Logi is one place where you can build that list. So I'm going to add another screenshot to my step by step. Okay. And I will look for the shoppable video Zoom. I am not ready to go live. Yeah, well, shoppable. I thought you were asking about photos. Antoinette, you asked about photos. Did you mean to say photos? Photo, okay. Yeah. Basically, the photo is just that. It's a photo. The difference between a shoppable video and a shoppable photo, you can tag more products in the photo. Now, Amazon will tell you you can tag 10 products in your video, but don't do that. Don't tag more than 3 products in a video because when you tag too many products, you don't wind up on any carousels. But on a photo, I don't know what the limit is, but let's just say you tag 10. Tag 10 products in the photo. Tag everything, your skincare, your lipstick, your fragrance, whatever you want to tag in a photo, it's okay. But in a video, I would limit. Other than that, it's the same. Oh, and there's the other thing. They also have the AI built in now. When you upload that photo, it'll automatically detect the products that you have in the photo. Not always 100% accurate, but it could do a fair enough job. And they also will automatically generate a caption for you. It will use AI to auto generate a caption. It won't do that for you on a video, but you'll see that interface. And when you go to last week's video, you'll see that I showed, how it auto generated captions. Okay. Stephanie says photos allow up to 5 tags with the new precise tagging, the little dots. Oh, okay. And Amy said, how do I make money with Logie using Alive? If you have Logie products, Amy, are you? I know Amy, you look, but the other Amy, Amy Brooks. Uh, uh, Amy, are you signed up with Logie? Yes. Have you received any Logie products? Have you been matched with any products? Not yet. Okay. Then you could, if you want, I don't know how far you are in your Amazon influencer journey, you also could make an investment. If you see some products on Logie that you want to uh, record videos or you think they'll be great for you, maybe you need the product. You can use the half price. Logie has half price codes. Well, it's not a code. It's a half. You can buy it for half price. Not every product has that, but probably like 95% of the products have half price discount. Okay. So that's a quick answer. But I got two more slides, and then there's something else I want to tell you about Logie. Okay. Go back to our step by step. And actually, this next piece is the one I said I'm going to give you a little bit more detail. When you go to add products, it's going to bring up ideas list. Now, it also will bring up your recent purchases. And you can scroll through. Like, I don't know why these popped up at the top. Maybe I just added products to these ideas list recently. I know one I did, but you can scroll down before this recent purchase history, and it'll scroll through all of your ideas list, and you just pick the one you want. So even, in other words, all the products that you're talking about in your life may not all be in the same ideas list, but this is just an easy way to grab the ASIN. Okay. All right. So now, really quickly, just want to talk about Ecamm Live because this is, like I said, my software of choice. And just to show you how easy it is, once you have that stream key, remember I showed you in the app, you can get that stream key, then you would use that to add Amazon Live as a destination on Ecamm Live. And so then you would just, when you get ready to start your stream, you would just click Amazon Live. But then you also, there's a second step. Also, you have to copy and paste the URL of your stream. The URL of your stream. And I'll just go back up real quick and show you. Here is where you would say you want that external camera. So Ecamm Live would be your external camera. This is where you would get that stream key. And then also on that front page, share the link to your live stream. That's where you get that link. So you just put in your notes or you put it in a text document or you email it to yourself, whatever it takes. And if you're using Ecamm, you're on your Mac, so you would put it in your notes. Okay. So with that said, really quickly, since we were talking about product matches and Logie, there is a new feature that is still work in progress. There's still a couple little bugs that need to be uh, ironed out. But if you go to your My Matches page, for those of you who have matches with Logie, and let's see. I can't screen share it. Sorry. It will tell you if it's the shipment is delivered, if it's pending delivery. There's a couple of different states that that product shipment can be in. And I know Andrew is one who had asked about, is it possible to see the status, so that you'll know, yeah, that package is at your front door, or yeah, it's been delivered. Or, yeah, stop looking for UPS or Amazon. It didn't even get shipped yet. So that's another bonus there for you guys. And let's see. Raymond says, will that link the same every time or it changes? It will be your live stream link will change every time because it's a video. Every live stream has a separate link. So you're definitely going to have to change it. Now, your stream key does not change. So if you're going to use a third-party app, like you just saw the screenshot from Ecamm Live, I put Amazon live stream key in Ecamm Live 4 years ago, 3 years ago. It's the same one. It's still there. It does not change. Okay. So that's the difference there. And Stephanie said, I was saying earlier, if I am doing a video for something with the full carousel, I will tag up to 10 products in the video. Sometimes I'm using the video on other platforms as well, and I'm not worried if it gets into one specific carousel, but those do make less on Amazon with all the tags, and they are much harder to repurpose to other Amazon countries. They still have their place on Facebook, Venable, and YouTube. That's kind of deep. That's kind of deep, Stephanie, and I don't know that I would have to think through the mechanics of that. But for me, the tagging of the 10 products in the video, if it's going to hurt your on-site, I don't, I'm not sure I see the advantage of that. It sounds good, but I just don't like the fact that to me, the carousel is the most important thing. Being in the carousel, especially the upper, of course, if there is an upper, if we know if there's fashion, it's not going, there is no upper, right? So to me, the number one priority would be the carousel, getting on site. That's just what I think is the number one priority. If you feel like the off-site is more of a priority, then yeah. But I wouldn't do that all the time. I would test it. Here's what I would say. Test, test, test. Do two shots of the same product or the same setup because you got multiple products, right? So do one from the left, one from the right, one from above. So now you have two photos I'm sorry, videos. Do one horizontal, one vertical. So now you have two videos. So now test. Put the 10 tags on one and just put the three tags on the other and see what happens. Does that make sense? I'm not sure. You're not saying anything? All right. It makes sense. I'll try and see. Okay. Hey, just finished my two media list. Yay, Megan. Okay. Does anybody else have any other feedback or, anything that you want to share about your Amazon influencer journey? Doesn't have to be about live streaming. I just wanted to, actually today was going to be a Q&A, and I'll tell you what I was going to ask you guys, because y'all know Q&A means I got the questions, y'all give me the answers. Uh, was about Halo sales because everybody's been talking about Halo sales. So this is homework. I'm giving y'all homework. I'm taking cues from Altovis. I want y'all to know and be able to explain by next week or, yeah, next time we meet, what are halo sales and how does it impact you? If anybody's got a quick answer, go ahead and blurt it out. Andrew, you quiet, Andrew, over there, so I'm not sure what's up with that. Yeah, it's important. Halo sales are important. Sandy says sales for products you don't have videos for, but you sold. Andrew said extra money. Yeah, and there's two sides to the Halo sales. Okay. And that's what I want y'all to understand. When I say two sides, there's the off-site side and there's the on-site side. So I want to make sure that y'all understand all that. So we'll talk more about it next time because I think that um, the term gets thrown around a lot in a lot of conversations, and I say to myself, "Wait, y'all didn't explain what it is." And trust me, Chat GPT don't know, so don't go in there and asking that because it's going to tell you Amazon doesn't have it because I did. I tried it. Amazon doesn't officially say what. Yeah, I know they don't. They don't. So we have to rely on each other. And in fact, I don't even know who made up that term, Halo sales. I really don't. But Andrew says, sorry, just did unboxing videos, just got Logie product. Oh, okay, yay. I think the Oink group is who made up the term Halo. No, they did not make it up, Stephanie, but it gets thrown around a lot in the Oink group. But they did not make it up. Halo sales was being talked about before Oink was even a thing.
I think Amazon made it up because it used to be on their site. They used to
Ah,
write about
make
Halo sales. It was Amazon, an Amazon term, as I know. I could be wrong. Won't be the first time. Won't be the last. But where I heard Halo first ever was on Amazon, what they call with the Amazon rep. So I
yeah. Well,
think it was
when I
Amazon.
did my little, actually, I didn't use Chat GPT because I don't even use that. I used Gemini and I used well, Perplexity, but Perplexity got on my nerves because it was a video and it was blocking the video, and I was like, this is dumb, but I guess I'm a free user, so they can treat me any old kind of way. But but there was some blog posts from some of the tools that we use that I would consider them as being reputable sources. But what I think is that, like you said, Kimberly, they talk about it on the site, but they talk about it in pages where you need to be logged in to see it. And that's why the chats can't get to it because they're not
Mhm.
logged in. Right. So I do think that that terminology is somewhere, but it's not in the terms of service. And, because I even did a, control F on
Mhm.
the terms and all, and I could not find the word halo. But yeah, it gets talked about a lot, and it's very important. It's really important, and also there was if you did not watch the video, I want to talk about Fluencer Fruit really quickly. Nicole Vincent and Claire, our friend, data coach Claire. Y'all remember her. She came and presented a few times. She's done the surveys. They had a great conversation on the Fluencer Fruit YouTube channel recently because Claire is continuing with her data and she used AI to uh, go through her data and some of her students' data and find out what determined, uh, in terms of video view duration, similar to what Stas told us. How long people watch your videos has something to do with your options for getting in the carousel. Now, I can't tell y'all word for word exactly what she said. That's why I'm recommending that y'all watch the video. So let me see if I can grab that link for you real quick. It was a really, really good conversation. And because Claire uh has access to clients now, she's a data-driven person. So let's see. I'm just gonna search for Fluencer Fruit real quick. Of course, YouTube was nice enough to yeah, and this is streamed 3 days ago. And it was the Amazon Influencer Strategy Chat with Claire and Nicole. And it was the one that was dated from, like I said, 3 days ago. And it's definitely one that's worth watching. Sandy said, I just watched that video this morning. It was a great chat the two ladies had. Was surprised to hear that the longer videos have better chance to get into carousel. Yeah. But there's a little nuance to that, Sandy, which I can't remember off the top of my head because I was multitasking when I was watching anyway. So I'm even going to watch it again. And we always got to keep in mind though, too, with the data set that Claire was working with, a smaller data set, and she's also working with her students. So these are people that are thriving in the program. So some of the things that she may find may not relate to someone like myself who is not a top creator. Don't look at me like that, Kimberly, just because you are.
I'm all about helping people to get to the next level. So whatever
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. I'm just teasing you.
my number, send me a text.
Oh, Sandy said you are a top creator in our hearts. Oh, I'm gonna send that to the electric company, Sandy. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, Sandy, that was sweet. Thank you so much for saying that, dear. And with that, y'all have a great weekend. We are actually Monday is the celebration of Martin Luther King birthday, but actually his birthday was the other day. So anybody's interested, the Martin Luther King Foundation, which is headed by his daughter, Bernice King. They did a live stream with all kinds of great information for people. So you can check that out actually on Twitter. On Be a King is the Twitter handle over there. I had to give that a shout out. And with that, I hope to see y'all next week. And we might be talking more about fluencer fruit, but I also want to make sure that you all, any questions that you have or topics, wins or losses, feel free to share them in the group, in the Facebook group, because, you know, only Logie creators are in that group. Okay. So, oh, and the poll. Make sure you answered the poll. Gee whiz, I almost forgot to mention that. I know most of y'all did already, but I posted, Ehud asked me to post a poll, and I did, and it was about your offsite. Where are you getting most of your offsite sales? And I'm going to put that link in the chat real quick, and I'll show you before we leave real quickly. I will show you all the results that we have so far. And most people said, where do most of your offsite sales come from? That was my question. And I had YouTube, TikTok, blog or website, Meta, Facebook or Instagram, Bendable or LTK, none, Pinterest. And so please, 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 if you have not already, answer the poll. And I guess at some point I'll just feel like, okay, we should really discuss this in a little bit more detail because I know everybody's got YouTube on their to-do list as well, but the people that haven't done it are the same people that haven't live streamed. And, we got to start doing these things. I have to make a point to switch profiles and look at the Logie group every now and then. The group doesn't allow pages, and that is how I've been browsing Facebook lately. Yeah, there's a big problem with that because I used to do the same thing, Stephanie. There's a lot of groups that don't allow pages, and for the life of me, I cannot figure out why not. It's still a person that runs the page. Like, what is it they think? I mean, if the person's going to spam, they're going to spam. Then you're going to have to kick them out the group either way, whether it's the page, the person, the profile, whatever. So either they follow the rules or they don't, or it doesn't matter whether they're a page. So, anywho, that's just me being. I started YouTube for 2026. Congratulations, Stephanie! Yay! By this time next year, you'll be in that YouTube affiliate program. I bet you will. All right. With that said, you guys, this time for real. Bye. Have a great weekend.